Apricot Rugelach, one of my favorite pastry to make and definitely to eat. It has butter, cream cheese. You can use golden raisin or regular raisin, and a food processor. This is one recipe. It's easy if you have a food processor. I'm going to put the zest of 1 orange and 1 lemon in with the flour. This will be 2 teaspoons sugar and salt. This is a 2 stick of salted butter. I'm going to put right in. You want to cut in chunk and put in the food processor as well. Cream cheese, you want to cut in chunk like this. It goes into the food processor as well. Teaspoon of vanilla. And pulse this. So just want to make sure this is evenly distributed. You want to pulse it some more because it's still a big chunk. How this look. That looks great. On to little tiny peas like. Look at the dough, it's nice. Now using your hand, you're gonna squeeze it together. You see how it's squeezed together nicely. So it's easier if you use wax paper, and you can press your dough ball into a ball. It's easier. I'm going to saran wrap my dough and let it rest in the fridge. So you want to rest this dough in the fridge for at least half an hour. It relaxes the dough and be easier for you to roll it out. So dough has been sitting in the fridge for a couple hours. Now we should be able to roll this out. If you put a wax sheet or a parchment paper underneath the dough, it's easier to lift up, and use your saran wrap on top so it won't stick. See how thick this is? You want to roll out so it'll be half this thickness. So like a 1/4 inch thick. You don't want to add any extra flour on this dough because you want it to be nice and tender and flaky. So that's why we are rolling between wax paper and plastic. Okay, it's nice and thin now. Look at that. See, it's very rollable. So now you want to put this back in the fridge because it's too soft now to roll. So let it sit in the fridge for a good 15-20 minutes. Now this piece is a bigger piece of dough. I'm going to roll this more like rectangular. You see how rough this is? By the time we finish rolling it, it'll be nice and smooth. So you want to keep this more rectangular long. And I'll show you two different ways to roll this rugelach. Rectangular and by the circle. Look at how nice and thin it is. You know you can roll it. You can roll it. See how flexible it is? You can trim off the excess here and re-roll it. Okay, we're going to trim off the excess. And we can re-roll this. So this is very soft right now, so we're gonna let it rest in the fridge until it hardens up. Okay, this is nice and chill. So you want to make sure that we can peel it off from the paper before we add our filling. Okay, I'm going to put a sillipat down or cut this into like a pie. So you're going to be rolling it. Okay, this is cinnamon and sugar together. You don't want to put a lot of the sugar onto your dough because it'll make it sweet. But you want the cinnamon flavor. You can do it just cinnamon only and no sugar in here. So a thin layer of cinnamon sugar and apricot jam. You want enough jam to spread it all the way around. This is what's going to make your rugelach nice and juicy, but not too much, otherwise it'll be too sweet. So you have to have a happy medium. Now if you don't have golden raisin, you can use a regular raisin, and you can chop this up or leave it whole. It's up to you. Sprinkle some raisin on top of the dough. Then your favorite nut. You want pecans or walnuts or almond. It's up to you. This one I toasted up the nuts so it'll be nice and flavorful. not too much, so that way you still can roll it. So now you take this end right here, so let's push all the raisin to the front, so that way you can roll it better. See, we're gonna tuck and roll. See, you can put this, we're gonna put this side down. Make sure you put this down, and then we're gonna fold in like a crescent. Get a nice little crescent shape. Now just sprinkle some cinnamon sugar on top. You can do an egg wash too if you want to, but you don't have to. This will get nicely brown, really nice. Now this is nicely chilled 15 minutes. So we get a Sillipat or parchment paper, but I like the Sillipat better. You have to remove the parchment paper off, otherwise once you spread everything else on, it will stick. But you see how thin this is? Sprinkle some cinnamon sugar. Put some jam down. Okay, you see I left a little room here so that we can seal it. Okay, this one I'm not going to do raisin. So you can put pretty much any filling you like. This one is nuts only. Now we're going to roll it. Just like you're rolling a cinnamon roll. Now if this pastry get hot, put it back in the fridge. Okay, see the seam here? So now we want to put the seam down. Make sure it's down. Just press the two ends in so nothing oozes out. And now we pre-cut it, but don't cut all the way through. Cut it to how big a piece you want. You see how I'm not cutting all the way through? This way is nice and quick. You don't have to roll it like the crescent way. So we'll see which one tastes better, which method you like. So sprinkle some sugar on top. Okay, we're going to bake that 350 until lightly golden. Wow, look at that. 7 minutes in. I'm gonna, looking good. I'm gonna rotate this. And we'll go for another 7 minutes. Okay, total 14 minutes. Look at this. You don't want to over bake these things. Looks great. Now we're going to bake these and see what the difference is. Look how great these look. See, it oozes out. Nothing burned. And it's still lightly brown. Looks delicious. 7 minutes. All right. Now we're gonna rotate. Let's see how this batch is doing. It's been 7 minutes. I can let it cook a little bit more. We want a little browner. Let's do another 2 minutes. 2 minutes later. All right, looks good. I will since it's still nice and warm, I'll just remove all the burnt sugar part. Okay, remember we did not cut all the way through, so let's cut all the way through while it's still warm. It's a little bit under baked. Okay, let's put it back in the oven. So we'll bake a little bit faster. I'm gonna cut up a little chunk here. Should cook faster. Let's check in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes later. Oh yes, look at that. This is nice. See, this is super hot, but they are no longer raw, but they're still soft. See, soft and crispy. So if you like it crispy, you can cook it more. So it's up to you. Just watch. See how you like it. But let this cool and we'll do a taste test. These crescent roll, they take a little bit more time to make. And this was really quick by rolling into a log and cutting it. So they both look good. It just depends on what shapes you like. These I cook a little bit longer because they were in a log. So they need more time. But look at how juicy that is. Look at that. Let's break this one open. See what we see. Yes, juicy as well. So let's taste. Let's taste this one first. The one that is like a crescent, a little mini croissant. So flaky, because we put in the orange and the lemon zest. Not too sweet, so if you like it sweeter, add more of the cinnamon sugar inside and on top. Delicious. Now let's try this. This one looks extra juicy. Look at that. Yeah, definitely this one, cooking it longer, make it outside really crispy. So I think I like the roll better. Because you can cook it longer, it's faster to make, and comes out the same. So it's up to you, depending on what shape you like. Bon appetit, see you in the next video.